As I travel all through the world in search of the most authentic of ingredients, I come across little places where they are the most unassuming human beings, and they have these flavors with them that have been handed down from generation to generation. I love interacting and creating a twist with AUMcuisine and bringing it to each one of you. Let's explore together. Good evening and welcome to another episode of AUMcuisine, authentic, universal, meditative. We're going to be making a tomato sorba. Sorba is a word for broth in Urdu, and we're ready to create this beautiful, delicately flavored soup with tomatoes. So I'm going to be putting in some coconut oil, and while that melts, I'm going to be putting in a pinch of cinnamon, and to that, some red onions. Now, a little bit of salt, some chili flakes, garam masala. I like to put quite a bit, but that's just the way that I like it. But if in case you want to use a little bit less, that's fine too. Now, as you know, traditionally garam masala has various variations. You'll find so many, but your local Indian store should have a reasonably good variety, unless you're all excited to make your own, which would be perfect. And then I'm going to be adding in a heaped teaspoon of garlic and a heaped teaspoon of ginger. As that gets warmed up, I'm going to be adding in a few cloves, a little bit more cinnamon powder, and my first round of heirloom tomatoes. It already smells like a shorba, and I've barely done what I have set out to do. So you can imagine it's all of these layers of flavors that intermingle so seamlessly to create this beautiful taste, which is kind of an input from the Mughal dynasty into India's wonderful cuisine. And to this, I'm going to be adding mint leaves. I'm going to be adding a little bit more ginger at this time, and a pinch of cumin. Adding more tomatoes at this point. And I'm going to add some water. About 1.5 to 2 cups is fine. And a handful of chopped cilantro leaves. And I'm going to put the lid on. Remember, Shorba is a multi-layered, delicate soup with a beautiful flavor with every spoon. So the process of making it is not laborious, but it definitely does require a good amount of time. With the rest of my recipes, I try to make them for 10-12 minutes, but with this it might take a tad longer. But please be patient, because the result is something so delicate and wonderful that people will realize that you put in a good amount of time creating this work of art. So this one has about maybe 5 to 10 minutes based on the BTU of your stove. And when the first set of bubbles start coming through, you're going to be doing something very important. Over here, I have 2 other wine-ripened tomatoes. I just dropped them into some hot water. And when I do that, the skin comes off very easily. I'm just going to put it in completely like so, removing all of the skin of the tomato. So I'm just going to allow that to be infused. Now, when I put that in, I'm going to put some salt on top of the tomatoes and some chili flakes. You can remove the step of the chili flakes completely if in case you are not looking to have too much of warmth. Then I'm going to be putting in some more coconut oil and some coconut milk all around. And now for another 5 to 7 minutes until it gets really quick, big bubbles from the boiling. I'm going to clean up all this by then. Okay, so we have the bubbles coming up a teeny weeny bit, but I can see that it's cooked through quite splendidly. So it's very easy now to put it through a lovely Vitamix. So I'm going to be putting in the tomato, the big guys, and I'm going to keep a reasonable amount with chunks in here. And I love that to also keep boiling. Okay, so we're going to be adding this part of the Shorba into the fast boiling one and take some more in. My idea is not to make it completely silky. I do like a little bit of the chunks in the texture because it does contribute to the color, but at the same time it does help in having most of it quite smooth. There you go. So with this, you'll notice that the texture is beautiful. Very nice. So I'm going to turn the stove off right now, and I'm going to serve this into a bowl. Oh my God, it smells just perfect. Very, very, very nice. And time to do a little bit of a cleanup away. Smells so good, like the Mughlai kitchens. Very nice. So I'm going to be putting in some mint on the side, some cilantro, and some bread that's just sauteed a little bit in some coconut oil. I'm going to throw a whisper of cinnamon on it and some calendula flowers for a hint of springtime color. Beautiful. To finish it off all beautifully, I'm just going to add a quick drizzle of black truffle oil. There you have it. A beautiful tomato Shorba. So I'm going to do a taste test. This is one of my most favorite soups in the whole wide world. It has a delicate flavor of tomatoes. It has that coconut milk, the cinnamon, the mint. Let me see what it tastes like with the crouton. Perfect. Converting. Very, very comforting. This is going to be a beautiful hit this summer, even though it's a warm soup. Now let's say you want to serve it as a cold soup. You can always allow this to come to room temperature and then chill it in a nice big bowl of ice. Enjoy tomato Shorba.